Welcome to Slay the Gatekeeper. I'm your host, Courtney Johnson, and I am here to un-gatekeep the gatekept. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy. Hello. Welcome to Slay the Gatekeeper.
Woo.
This is really full circle because you heard me on a podcast and now you're coming on my podcast after
It's pretty crazy. Feels very meta.
It's like a loop that's ever repeating.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Alexandria, you have so many good cheat codes that I've learned from you after working with you, after being friends with you. And I want to start out with the cheat code that is just the one that I think is the most amazing about you and I've learned the most. And that is your network. So for those listening, Alexandria has this insane network of entrepreneurs in Austin. And it's like every single person I have wanted to connect with or I really admire, or you know, those people like you followed on Instagram for like 10 years and you're just obsessed with everything they do. Well, Alexandria is friends with all these people and has the most insane network I've ever seen. So first cheat code is building your network, finding your network. Like, how the fuck did you even do that?
Oh, I mean, it's been a work in process for about the last 3 years. I moved to Austin. I only knew 2 people when I moved to Austin. And that was like exactly 3 years ago. And when I moved, I set the intention that I really wanted community. I was living in LA during COVID and there was no community. So when I got to Austin, I was like, okay, I am going to build an amazing community. I'm going to have a support system. I'm just going to grow. And the first thing that I did was just reach out to the 2 people that I knew. And I was like, hey, invite me to like anything and everything. Like, I'm really just trying to get out there. And so that's step 1. Step 2 is the harder part. They're going to start inviting you to things and then you actually have to show up. There were a lot of things that I did not want to go to. Like, I was just like, I don't want to go. I could just easily stay home tonight, hang out with my dog. I'm comfortable, whatever. No, get up and go to the thing, especially the things that you don't want to go to because like you don't even know. Like you could meet one person at that event that could introduce you to somebody else that can introduce you to somebody else. That's like the big thing that you've been looking for, especially in Austin. Like you just have to go. So yeah, get out of your comfort zone, say yes to the things, and then just start reaching out to the people that you meet from other people and then continue to grow that way and follow up with them after.
Yeah, I love that cheat code of like identify the people you know in a city and be like, hey, I'm actively looking to build community. Invite me to as many things as possible.
Yeah.
I think that's something that a lot of people might feel uncomfortable with because they're like, well, I don't want to look lame. I want to look cool, whatever. Like there's no looking cool. Like you got to go all fucking in.
No, you just have to accept it. Like, you're the new kid at school, basically. Like, think of Austin like you're at this brand new school and you just have to reach out to people. Like, I would slide into DMs of people that, like, I knew of, didn't even know personally, and just would be like, hey, it seems like you go to cool things. Can I come to the next one? What's the next thing that you're doing? And they'll invite you because it's Austin and everyone here is kind of on the same like page anyway. People want to connect. So it's like, just reach out to them. And so many people are like, oh my God, I would never like slide into a stranger's DMs. I'm like, why? Like, it's social media. We are supposed to be connecting with each other. Why would you not reach out and try? The worst that they can do is just look at it and not respond.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I know so many people, especially women that move to a new city and then they just like find other women that they're like, oh, I think we would vibe, slide in their DMs. Like, hey, I think you look really cool. Do you want to get coffee? Like,
yeah.
Like, this is normal. Like, this is like the way to meet people now.
100%.
It's okay.
I mean, in a way, that's how we connected. I heard you on that podcast and I was like, I feel like we'd be friends. Mm-hmm. And then I looked you up and then saw that you lived in Austin and I was like, we're going to be friends. 100%.
You have such a directed energy that works really well too. Like, you have such an openness about you that makes people want to be friends with you. And you are a very like easy person to be friends with. And I think it's because you're very open. But I'm curious if you are conscious to why that is.
I'm not sure. I think that I just lead with kind of acting as if. Mm-hmm. Like, in my mind, I think that I knew that you and I would get along. So I was like, how would I approach this as if we were already friends? Mm-hmm. And I think that that eliminates a lot of the like weirdness that people lead with, where like I think a lot of people, when they slide into people's DMs, they kind of pedestalize them or like they act like they're like untouchable almost. I'm like, this is still just a person. Like, kind of pretend that they're already your friend, and just how would you talk to that person?
Yeah.
Make them, disarm them with that, make them feel comfortable, and then they'll be more receptive to want to connect.
Totally. Yeah, this is a cheat code that I share that's act like a peer, never a subordinate. And that
Yeah.
could go for the people you work with, the people you want to connect with. But if you go in someone's DMs and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm such a fan of you, or I'm like obsessed with everything that you're doing, they're immediately putting you in like fan category instead of peer category. But you can still give someone a compliment. Like, I admire your work. I really resonate with what you're
Absolutely.
doing.
Yeah.
But the energy that you bring is very much like a peer. And I think that shows, again, it reflects in your network. Like, you are such good friends with all these people that you could have easily been like, oh my gosh, I'm such a fan of your business or your work or whatever. And you're just like, no, like, we're on the same playing field. Like, let's be friends, yo.
And like, even when I have not been on the same playing field, like, do that with, I've never, even with people I've worked with, I will never say I work for so-and-so. Even if I'm directly working for them, I work with them. We are on the same page. It's the CEO of the company. I'm not saying I work for them. Like, I work with them. Well, I might even say they're a client of mine.
That's such a powerful reframe.
I don't know. It's a cheat code for sure, because it's just a mentality. If you start saying that you work for them, it's always in this like lesser than type of vibe.
It's subordinate.
And a lot of people that I've worked for have been friends. And I don't want to say like I work for a friend, because it's always kind of felt equal. Even if it's not, even if I've been in a supporting role, like that has helped me grow and accelerate in my career as well.
Love this. New cheat code unlocked. Stop saying I work for this person. Start saying I work with them. And not only are you associating in others' perception of you that you're on equal playing field, but in your own mind. And that's going to level up how you're showing up for that client, that person, that business. That is so fucking good. I also want to share that when I first moved to Austin, what I did was went on LinkedIn and I searched like first connections that live in Austin.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know a lot of people that lived in Austin. I mean, to be honest, I moved to Austin for a boy and we broke up immediately after I got here and I didn't make any friends. So I had to make all my own friends from scratch and that was really scary. Anyway,
for the best.
For the best. But I went on LinkedIn, typed in first connections in Austin, and it was like a lot of people maybe I'd met once in college or something, made a spreadsheet of them, went to their Instagram, and I invited every single one of them to like a pregame at my apartment. And that was my first domino of making friends, of just like being so creepy stalkerish.
Yeah.
And it wasn't creepy stalkerish. They're like, oh, yeah. Like they had just assumed like maybe a friend had introduced us or maybe some of these people I didn't even know.
They didn't know they were on a spreadsheet.
They did. They didn't know they were on a spreadsheet.
You're much more organized than I am.
Thank you. Okay, our next cheat codes are starting over. So our starting over cheat code is believe that you can just jump off a cliff. How the fuck do you do that? Jeez.
So first of all, like, life is actually super simple. Like, if you don't like something in your life, I've got news for you. You actually can change it.
Wow.
You probably just don't want to because it's going to be really uncomfortable or scary or stressful or like it might get worse before it gets better. But like step one, if something in your life you don't like you can be like, I can change this. Like, I can leave this job. I can leave this relationship. Like, that is the first thing because there's a lot of people I know for sure that aren't happy with where they're at. I know this because I've shared about like, I quit my job and you can too. And they're like, no, but that's easy for you to say because this, and that. And I couldn't. And you must have so much money saved up. Immediately, all these limiting beliefs come up. And I'm like, that's why you can't. That's exactly why you can't. Like, you have to believe that you can, even if you don't have a safety net, even if you don't have savings, even if you like, and this isn't like professional advice. Like, it is scary and it's not for everybody to like jump with no safety net. You have to really, really believe in yourself. But like, it is possible. Like, that's step one. You have to start believing that it's possible. Like, that's how you jump.
How do you start believing it's possible? Is it affirmations? Is it seeing that other people did it? Like, how did you start to step into that belief?
It's a combination of things. First of all, you have to kind of take a step back from all of the people in your life that are telling you that it's not possible. Like, you don't have to cut anybody out per se. Maybe you do. I don't know. But like, just distance for starters, and then start envisioning the type of life where it could be different. Like, and you might not know at first. It's really hard to envision like what kind of a life you would want if you've only seen a certain kind of life for so long. Like, for a long time, the path that I was going down, like, I was like, I don't see how I'm going to get out of this. Like, everything just felt like a nice to have. Like seeing other people like chasing their dreams and stuff, I was kind of in that mindset where I was just like, I don't know, like I don't know how I could do that. I'm not sure. And then I started surrounding myself, like even just on podcasts, like listening to stories of other people that have done that. It's kind of like the 4-minute mile, you know, like one point in time that was crazy impossible. Then one person did it and then people just started doing it. And now it's like not even that big of a deal. I mean, I can't run a 4-minute mile. I'll stick to what I know. But like, you know, like people just start doing that. And so you just have to kind of understand that there is a different reality possible for you. And then for me, I would do like a lot of meditation, journaling, scripting, acting as if, and like a lot of those things I'm realizing like are happening. I was like, I want to like be on podcasts and like connect with people that are doing similar things. And like, I am doing that. Like, it's crazy. The day that I had the other day, I was just like, whoa, like this felt like a page out of like my journal from 2 years ago where I'm on this big podcast and like, you know, I'm meeting up with all my amazing friends later and I'm hosting events and doing all these things. And I'm like, yeah, like it can be real. And it can happen a lot faster than you think. Cause I think that's another thing that stops people is they think that, oh, well, if I jump now, I'm starting over and it's going to be forever until I get to this thing. It's like the sunk cost fallacy. So then they just stay where they're at. Things can actually happen very quickly. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your journey's been quick. It's
Right.
been rapid.
I've had help. So, you know, you've been a huge catalyst in that.
Thank you. Yeah, as a cheat code that really helped me is like actually go to the worst case scenario. Like if I failed right now, what is the worst case scenario?
That one's so good.
Like in the past, in other parts of my life, it's been actually like pretty fucking horrible worst case scenarios. But right now, worst case scenario, I get a full-time job and I make like, I don't know, $100,000 a year at like a boring tech job. Great. That is the absolute worst case scenario for me.
Right.
Like tap into what that is. And maybe you don't have the experience for that to be your worst case scenario. Maybe your worst case scenario is you have to move back in with your parents. Or maybe the worst case scenario is you have to bartend on the weekends. And that is the worst thing that can happen. But like truly go to that worst case scenario. And usually, again, I've been at the place where like my worst case scenario was literally I would be homeless because I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the fallback. I didn't have like a family to go back to. But you can build up your skills in a way and create the like money portals in a way where your worst case scenario is not that bad. So like what is your worst case scenario at this moment?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I've ran through this a lot. And it's like the more that I run through the worst case scenario and the more that I talk to other people about the worst case scenario, they share theirs with me. And it's like, oh, it's not that bad. So for example, like when I quit my job, I didn't have that much in savings. So I was like, I kind of have to make this work. And that's like a really scary place to be in. Then I started talking to other people and they're like, yeah, but like you could also take out like a 0 interest credit card and like you can use that to invest in yourself. I'm not saying be, you know, super irresponsible. And like,
I did it. I was really irresponsible with debt and I don't regret it. So,
but you can also make it work. But also like, what is irresponsible?
Right.
Because I think that that's subjective probably.
Totally.
Like, I don't know. I just think that it's like, what if you take out this credit card and you enroll in courses and mentors and things like this, and then you end up paying off the credit card and then you end up like making it work? I don't know. It's going to work out one way or another. Like I've gotten myself into debt before and gotten out of it. So I'm like, is that really the worst case scenario? Or is the worst case scenario what I think that people are going to think about me because I've always thought that people view me as somebody successful, and then if I'm not, then maybe they won't like me anymore. Like a lot of the time the worst case scenario isn't even the worst case scenario, it's what you think about yourself from the worst case scenario.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I love that you're like bringing it to that because again, like even if that happened and let's say it was horrible and like you lose the place you're living, like you have such a strong network, you would have the support. Like again, it's important because we see this as like catastrophic and most of the times it's not catastrophic. Yeah, we got to have a whole episode on debt because I have
Honestly,
so much to say. Guys, that's a whole other conversation, but a mutual friend of ours, and I am sharing this because she made a post about this publicly, but I won't share who it is. She shared that she was like $30,000 in debt from 0 interest credit cards from like courses and stuff she's taken.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no doubt that she is, I mean, just based on the hourly rate that she charges me, I have no doubt that she is in a position of making it all back. So anyways, different episode. Let's talk about that for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have so much to say
I
on
have
that.
so
I'm
much
like,
to say.
people go into debt for student loans and all this stuff, but like a mentor, a coach, no way. Like,
I
that's crazy.
know. I know.
Like,
guys, I have literally like a $30,000 payment plan right now for a mastermind that I'm in. So it's like
and it's gonna pay off.
$36,000,
Like,
and it's already paid off. And it's been like 2 weeks, and I've already paid it off 30%. So slay.
yes.
Okay. So next cheat code: get rid of the people that tell you to be realistic. Like, how did that show up for you, and how did you
I'm very
overcome that?
fortunate that I don't even think that I had that many people in my life anymore that were telling me to be realistic. Again, like most of the people that I maybe thought would be like that was like me thinking that they were going to be like that. They weren't actually like that. I had to get over like the fear of being seen in my authenticity and to be like, actually, this thing is not really what I want, and I want to go do this other thing. Like, I want to start making content. I want to start speaking up. And I had this thing about other people being like, well, you shouldn't do that because you should do this thing because it's making money. No, like those nobody really cares what you do. And actually, if you do the thing that lights you up, people are going to be magnetized to that. So you should probably just go do that anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you're not doing the thing that lights you up, if you are lying to yourself and you're in some job that you hate or relationship, or it's not totally aligned, like that's when you get sick. That's when you start numbing yourself. That's when it's just not.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
not a
I
good
can
path.
attest. I feel like all those things were happening to me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's miserable.
Okay, our next cheat code is build a community if you don't have one, or join a community. Like, you are really a queen of community. How does this look like for you, and how have you plugged into or created community?
Well, somebody very wise in my life gave me a tip that I should start a co-working community. Because honestly, like building something as a woman, building something as anybody, honestly, is pretty lonely and isolating at times. Doing it in community makes everything so much better. And there isn't a ton of that out there. Like, a lot of the times people think that co-working is actually this like waste of time thing that's like code for we're going to go get coffee and we're just going to yap the whole time, right? Like, it can actually be really productive. It can be a huge tool. Both you and I know that this is like the master hack if you have ADHD, is to have somebody just around while you're working. Like, set a time. We're gonna focus from this time to this time. During that time, no talking, and we're just gonna be around each other. Having a community of women to do that with, and then after, then you can share like, I'm trying this thing. Have you ever done this? Like, you have the kind of like equal parts mastermind, equal parts like co-working community. That's going to accelerate growth so much. And I realized that I needed that. So I was like, well, why don't I just be the person that starts it?
Yeah, something that Alexandria did was start a co-working for Austin girls WhatsApp. So if you're like, oh, I want a community of yoga women in my city, or I really want a community of people. Like, I have a client in San Antonio, and she's like, I really want a community of Christian female entrepreneurs in San Antonio. Okay, then be the center of that community. Then go make it. Like, if it doesn't exist, that is a sign that it is something that you can create. And what's really amazing is if you create the community, if you're the one creating the networking event or the WhatsApp or the Facebook group or whatever it is, you're the hub of the community. You now have control over that community. So if you want to go, like, round everyone up and bring them to a coffee shop, bring them here or there, like, you have that control over them, which is really powerful. But yeah, co-working is such an easy one because it is a win-win. Like, let's say you want to be a content creator. Go invite content creators to like a free co-working club and find people that you admire and hold the space for them. Like, that is such a good win-win, like, easy way to network and just get visibility with people.
Yeah. Especially if you're trying to become a content creator.
Yes.
Because I didn't surround myself with content creators. I surrounded myself with people that were like, maybe like, oh, like, that's kind of cringe. Why are you talking on camera? You're posting these videos of you talking about stuff. Like, ew, I would never. Okay, if that's something that I want to do, then I have to kind of reconsider who I'm spending my time with. And then I'm around you and you're like, what if you do this video that's like this? And then what have you ever considered this? And that is so much more inspiring to be around. And it just like, make your dreams normal.
Yes, go where they're already normalized.
Yeah.
My aha moment with content creation is I went to a food blogger event, like food influencer event in Austin like 3 years ago. And I'm not a food influencer. I have no interest in being a food influencer. But just going to this event and being around people where it was normalized for them to be posting and talking about their brand deals and whatever, that flipped a switch in my head where I was like, I'm finally going to start taking this seriously because it's normalized with all these people that are
There's like a
around
whole
me.
world of it where it's normal. You just
Totally.
have to put yourself in it.
So if somebody wants to be a hub in coworking, like walk me through how a co-working container could work. Let's say I really want to do co-working for other entrepreneurs in LA and I'm bringing people together. We're at a coffee shop. Like, how can they set it up in a way that's productive, that's going to be a win-win to everybody there?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most simple way to do it is just get everybody to introduce themselves, say what they're working on, and then just, like what would be a win for them. You can even take it one step further and have everybody say one thing that they're looking for. I feel like that can get kind of overwhelming because then you have to remember like all these things. But if somebody says what you're looking for, then you know that you could connect with that person. Then you set a time frame. Go into focus mode. At the end, you share your wins. It's like this little bonus dopamine hit. It just feels really good. That's another cheat code. Like, share your wins, share what you're working on. And then when you accomplish those things, like your brain just, it's great.
Yeah, clock those micro wins. Like even if something, this is such a cheat code, clock your micro wins for anything that you want to see more of. Let's say it's money. If you can clock a micro win of, oh my gosh, I just got a coupon or I found $1 in my pocket or a client, even if you didn't close a deal, but you're like, somebody got on the phone and I had a sales call or I optimized my landing page and that got me like 1% closer to the money. The more you can clock it, the more you can recognize it, the more your brain is going to show you more. And this is like
you
the
start to look
basis
for
of
those
manifestation.
Things. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
I started doing that too because most of the time you're doing a lot better than you think. People are like, oh, like what's happened in the last month? And like a month maybe doesn't seem like that much time. But if you had to sit down and think of all of the good things that happened in the last month, you would just maybe start slow and then it would just be this like cascade and you're like, whoa, there's been a lot of things that have happened.
Yeah. I work with so many clients where I'm like, so what's your win in the last week since we talked? And they're like, oh, nothing. And I'm like, no, you have to give me a win. And they're like, well, an old client reached out and wants to work with me again. And I got, 40,000 views on a post and blah, blah, blah. But they're like, but that doesn't count.
Right.
That does fucking count.
Why does it always not count?
I do that all the time too. I'm like,
too.
oh, that doesn't count.
With manifestation stuff especially.
Yeah. Or I'll say it doesn't count because it's too easy.
Yeah. 100%.
It does count.
But like, would that thing have been easy 6 months ago, a year ago? Probably not. Like, you probably would have been doing backflips. Like, if that was, a year ago, you'd be like, no way.
Exactly.
And then now you're just like, well, it's just kind of like what happens.
Exactly.
I don't know.
You have to share the wins.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about your retreat because you ran a fucking amazing, incredible co-working retreat. There's probably lots of cheat codes in here, but I just want you to share, like, what is it? Why should people come? Give us the rundown on Fully Focused. Yes,
the Fully Focused retreat was such a fun thing to create. Like, thank you for being a co-facilitator in that. That was so much fun to do. I'm amazed how like that came together. So basically we decided that we're going to take this co-working concept to the next level because like going to a designated location, whether it's a coffee shop or whatever, like that's cool, but you only get a couple hours at best, and then you don't really get to connect with the other people around as much. So we're like, what if we take this up a notch and we do it in like a really nice Airbnb and we have a curated group and we're doing these sessions every day, and then we're also doing kind of like mastermind workshops, and then we also have really good food. Basically, I just wanted to think about all of the things in my life that make me feel good, like meditation and journaling and connection, community, good food, and bring all those things together and then put the co-working with it and just have this like ideal week of productivity. So that's what we did.
Yeah, it's so amazing because you're not like so many retreats take you out of real life. Like you are going dramatically into real life. Like how can we take our calls, do our work on our projects, and make it blissful and enjoyable and like in community?
Yeah, like crazy. What if it gets to be like easy and fun and you're more productive than ever? Like why not? Why not?
And it
because
works.
We've been told that you have to like work a 9 to 5 behind a desk in a cubicle or like whatever. No, please, no. Don't do that anymore. Like create a new system. Work 2 really focused blocks a day and then connect with other people that can help you grow the rest of the day, or like move or learn or whatever. teach others. I don't know. All those things.
That's also such a magical part about coworking is like when you create a boundary and you're like, I cannot check my phone, I can't be on social media, I can't do anything for this hour, you'll get like 4 hours of work done in an hour and you'll have the whole rest of the day to like you just realize how much more time that
Yeah,
you
you can
actually
really
have.
bend time. Like,
You can fucking manipulate
because that's usually what
time.
happens. You will expand the time. It's like Parkinson's law. Like you'll expand the time that you give yourself. You're like, well, I have 8 hours to work today. So like you're going to make your work last 8 hours versus like consolidating it in 4 and then having the rest of the day to enjoy yourself. But I think we've all been sold this lie that you have to be suffering and working really hard and working long hours in order to be successful. I'm like, no, I don't agree.
What's so fun, and it came up a lot in your retreat, was like we did like I think 2 to 3 hour work blocks, 2 hour work blocks, was it?
Like 2.5, I think.
Yeah,
Something
like 2.5. But
Yeah.
about halfway through the work block, a lot of the women were like, oh, I'm done. I like finished
Yeah.
everything I need. Now what do I do? And it's like
Right.
to even be able to sit in that like discomfort of boredom of like you have another hour that you blocked off and like fill it. Like you made a commitment to
Yeah, like go
focus.
create
So
some content. Most of the time,
yeah.
that's what would happen too. Is they're like, "Oh, I just have this idea for this thing." It's like, yeah, because you're removing distractions,
Yeah.
and when you remove distractions, you'll get a lot more ideas.
Yeah, remove distractions. And a lot of times people would work on their work for the next day. And they're like, oh shit, I got 2 days of work done in 3 hours. Or they would have an idea that came up of like, yeah, I've always had this idea in the back of my head for this course. And now I have an extra hour and a half. Like, perfect time to just dive into it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
and that happened
powerful.
too. And like, yeah, one of the girls that was there, she's like, "I want to create this course," and then she was just overwhelming herself of like, "But it needs to be pretty, and it needs to be this." And then you were there, and you're like, no, actually, you can just like record it on Loom and you can like get it out tomorrow if you wanted to. Like, that is the other thing. Like, we tend to get in these thought spirals of like, I can't do this or it has to be like this. And it's just us in this just negative spiral. And you can have somebody else just shatter it and they're like, actually, no, like you can do this other thing. And then because they're pushing you power and they believe in you, then you're like, okay. And then it starts to have a ripple effect. And that's really powerful. And I love creating containers like that. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if you guys like, if you are a content creator and you've kind of like always, or maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're not a content creator, but you've kind of always wanted to host a retreat, but you like don't really want to do like all these sessions, you don't want to plan too much, and you don't want to have all these workshops, you should reach out to Alexandria and have her do your retreat for you.
Oh, I would
For
love
reals,
to. I would
for
love
reals,
to. I
like-
think that that's a thing that a lot of people, a lot of creators think that they would love to have this in-person like implementation aspect of their business, but they're too in their business to be able to create it. And it's like, the thing is like if you pulled back and you created it, then you'd probably actually would have like more time because you'd get more done in the retreat container. But yeah, especially for coaches and stuff too. I think that that's going to be so powerful. And I think that we're starting to swing that direction after everything was so online with COVID. Like everything went to Zoom, everything went virtual. Like we're so tired of Zoom connection. My God, like we want to be in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so important. You know that feeling when nobody really gets what you're going through, when you're surrounded by all of these people, but you're somehow still feel alone? I lived that reality for years until I discovered the power of healing in community. Reinvigorate and Restore is a luxury 6-day retreat in Cape Town designed specifically for women who are ready to move beyond survival mode to begin living your best life truly and authentically. Imagine 6 days in Cape Town, April 14th through 19th, by the way, in a luxurious villa where everything is designed for your restoration. Morning yoga overlooking the mountains, sound healing sessions, authentic connection with people who understand your journey without explanation. Imagine 6 days with people who truly get it, who see you, hear you, and walk alongside you in your healing journey. Time is limited, so book your spot for April. Again, the retreat is April 14th through 19th, and you can visit survivorsriseretreat.com to book a call with Paula to learn more. Your people are waiting for you. Nexus Point is a best-in-class outsourcing company that helps business owners and entrepreneurs scale efficiently and profitably by leveraging the global talent pool. Founded by entrepreneurs like yourselves, Nexus Point uses its vast infrastructure to find, hire, and train best-in-class talent from around the globe. At just 20% of the cost of hiring locally, Nexus Point will provide you with pre-vetted talent with college degrees and at least 3 years of work experience, often with US-based business owners. From executive assistants to social media managers, customer service reps, data entry and research analysts, and other back office functions, Nexus Point can help take you and your business to the next most profitable level yet. Use the special link or mention Slay the Gatekeeper and have the $500 search fee completely waived. Delegation is so important, but it can be so hard to find the right talent. So I highly recommend checking out Nexus Point. Again, you can book a call at go.nexuspt.io/Courtney Johnson or visit the link in the show notes. Today's episode is sponsored by my Sunrise Content Club. I created Sunrise Content Club because I really desired accountability in my content creation. How it works is we meet on Zoom every single weekday from 8 to 9 a.m. We get on the Zoom, we play some fun music, we have a little mindful moment, and then I give you a content prompt. And we spend about 45 minutes working on this prompt together. In this time, you can ask questions, get feedback on your content. And at the end, we all share our wins and we also share our content that we have created during that time. So we all get an initial boost because we are liking and commenting on each other's posts. There's also a really fun and supportive group chat where you can ask questions, share your content, get accountability. The Sunrise Content Club is an incredible way to stay consistent in your content creation and have community support. It is especially helpful with folks with ADHD who find value in body doubling. For a very limited time, you can join the Sunrise Content Club for just $99 a month. This is a very special limited time founders rate, and I am so excited to see you guys there. Is there any cheat codes that a takeaway from running the retreat, and maybe if other people run retreats, they run in-person events, and you're like, oh, I learned that and I could pass that on?
I think just making sure that you have the run of show generally figured out beforehand. Like I had it pretty much down to, man, I want to say like 15 minutes was like planned out. Like I knew generally when things were going to happen, and like that's okay. It can be subject to change. We ended up pushing things back. We're like, okay, we realized that we actually like aren't going to wake up at 6 a.m. to meditate. Crazy. And that's okay. Like you just push it back a little bit, but you have the general idea and then you stick to the schedule as much as possible. And then you maybe have somebody there that can support you. I think having like a chef is a major unlock. I think that that's something that I'll make sure that I'll do at the next one versus trying to like juggle catering. Like it's not worth it to try and like save that money. Like just have somebody handle it.
Yeah.
And it'll be better too. So, I mean, it turned out fine, but I think that that's what I learned that I would do in the future.
So big cheat code, get a chef or get catering and have that all taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, for reals. Okay, next cheat code is using AI for self-development. How do you use AI for self-development?
Oh, this is so good. AI is like I know it's getting to this point now. You see all these memes and it's like ChatGPT is my therapist, and oh my god, like ChatGPT like taking a mental health day after listening to me talk all day, or like whatever it might be. But it really is such an unlock, and I don't mean for it to be this like cheesy thing of like, oh my god, me and ChatGPT are manifesting our dreams together. However, if you use it the right way, you can learn a lot about yourself, and you have to use the right prompts, and you have to make sure that it's not just becoming this echo chamber of like telling you what you want to hear. Like there's other videos that I've seen about like ChatGPT like casually ruining my life because it's like, yes, girl, like you should you should break up with him.
Yes,
and
queen,
like
cheat on
and
him.
buy that
you
purse
deserve
that you
it.
can't afford and whatever. Like it's all about making you feel good. Like no, like calm down. Like we got to first figure out like what you want. So I've used ChatGPT, especially in this like season that I'm in right now, of figuring out what my ideal life looks like. Because so many people, you ask them like, what is your dream? You do this all the time with people. What is your dream? How often are they like crystal clear what it is?
No, never.
Never. Absolutely never. Like most people, I don't know, we like gave up permission to dream. I don't know when, at some point in life. So you have to give yourself the permission to dream again. And like once you start doing that and visualizing that it's possible, that's when you can actually start taking steps and realize the things that you need to do in order to make that dream come true, and also like the habits and stuff that you're doing currently that are blocking you from that. And I think the more that you share with ChatGPT, the more that it'll kind of get to know you. Like mine will tell me, like it's actually told me like you would actually benefit from being in mastermind containers and being around more people, because like, you know, you have a lot of it, but like you doubt the self-belief. And so being around other people like is very helpful for you to like continue taking action towards your goals or whatever it might be. But yeah, you can also have it describe to you your perfect day. Like I've done this and you've done this and it's wonderful. Like you have it give you a list of questions about like all of the things that you want your life to look like, vivid detail, and then it reads it back to you as if it's like a page out of a best-selling book. And then that's your life, and you can start to be like, well, like maybe my life really could be like that. You just give yourself permission to dream into it.
I just got a digital product idea for you. Okay. The AI-enabled dream something package or whatever, and it has your perfect day prompt. It has your budget prompt, like the one's like the amount of money you need to live your dream life.
Oh yeah, that one's huge too. It's actually like not as much as you might think. I was kind of shocked. I was like, well, I could do this.
Yeah, especially not if you live in a different country. Like I think that your perfect, like to live your full fucking dream life, the amount of money you needed per month was like $30,000. But if you lived in like Mexico City, it'd be like 10,000.
Or Bali, it would be like
5,000. Like that's crazy.
Like I will move to Bali.
So we've got the money one, the perfect day one. Just like if you bundled maybe 5 of these prompts, plus you made a Loom video explaining it, and maybe you had like a one-on-one in order to help people implement those prompts, that would be a really good package. And you could probably charge like a few $100 for that. So
okay, let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk. That would be awesome. Okay, yeah, you're so good at AI. I just think you guys need to like follow and see all the amazing things, because there's the prompt that's like your perfect day as like a best-selling novel, and I bawled. Like I was in full fucking tears reading this. It was just so beautiful, and I can even imagine you could like maybe record that or put it through like an AI recorder and make like a hypnosis track or something.
Yeah, I've thought about taking that to the next level. I've been listening to a lot of Mimi Bouchard, and she made an entire app called Activations that's basically like that. She did it for herself, and then she turned it into an app of like just stepping into your future day. And hers are amazing, but I thought like, wouldn't it be so much better if it was my life and it was my story and what I wanted to do? And then yeah, make that like find some like binaural beats. I'm like, okay, like I need to find one of my DJ friends to maybe turn this into a thing.
Wait,
I thought
actually,
about that.
One of my mentors, she did this, and she made me like a money sleep track, and she found just somebody on Upwork that was like $10 to do it. So I can send you the person.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I just had somebody pop in my head actually.
Okay, beautiful.
Out of my network of tech bro entrepreneurs that I have in my back pocket.
Love. Okay, so next cheat code is subconscious reprogramming. A lot of people think, I just need to take the next course. I need to learn the next skill. I need to get better at my writing. I need to get better at sales. I need to have a skill. And all those skills are important. The subconscious reprogramming of it all it won't work without it. You can be
have
the
to
best
regulate
at
your nervous
sales.
system.
Yes.
That's it. I know that's like cliche, and we're starting to see that everywhere. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like people are abusing like regulate your nervous system, and what that really means is like a way that they're like, oh, I can sell this course on how to regulate your nervous system. Like, do you want to regulate your nervous system? Put down your phone, go sit in nature for like a long time until your body feels safe again, because constantly looking at your phone, constantly looking at technology, consuming content about how to regulate your nervous system is the last thing that's going to regulate your nervous system. I promise you. That is like the biggest lie I've ever seen, because it's hyping up your body. You feel so stimulated. Like just reducing your screen time in general, step one.
Yeah.
Like we always think we need to do more. Regulating your nervous system is about doing less.
Yeah.
And then once you feel like you're in a receptive, safe state, then you can start doing like some reprogramming where you're like listening to like a self-hypnosis, like a To Be Magnetic, which has been a life changer for me. That's been so huge. But yeah, you have to get yourself in that state of safety first. And like, I'm still telling myself that, like, I'm not there. There's days where I am like rattled and I'll have to like do a meditation before I can like do a meditation before I can even do TBM. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Or I'll have to like go on a walk without any music or anything, which is like highly underrated. Oh my God. I think everybody should do that very often.
Yeah. To have that awareness of it, though, is like the first step. So you're using TBM to be magnetic.
Yes.
Also, I just want to say, I used to have this thought in my head of like, oh, I can cheat the system and I'm not going to use any self-development tools. I'm not going to hire any coaches. I'm not going to whatever because I've already got the information. Like, I thought I was cheating the system because I was like saving money or something. And that's just like not it. That's not true. You need other
Spending money
people.
on tools is great.
It is
Other
so
people are great. I used
helpful.
to think I could just like read books. Like I'm like I can read a book on how to regulate my nervous system or like heal my trauma.
Yeah, you really need people. But I think TBM is so good because it is the most accessible. It's like $30 a month or something.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
They've
it's like,
never raised their price on that.
they probably could raise their price.
I know.
It's the most accessible resource that I found. So yes, like you can hire a coach, you can do all these healing modalities, there's so many things you can do, but I always come back to TBM just because it's the most accessible for like the science, the price, like
yeah, they really have put so much science into it. And it's one of those things that I feel like it is almost, it's going to seem like, oh, this doesn't count because really it's just journaling and these like deep imagining meditation things. Like it takes time. Like you're not going to have some breakthrough after like one of them, but if you're doing it consistently, I've noticed my thoughts start to shift when I'm not doing them. And like that's where it really counts. But I think a lot of people think that like regulating your nervous system is going to be this big like epiphany kundalini awakening where you're like, I'm regulated now. It's not like that. It's like you have to put in the work day after day. If
you do want an atomic bomb though, just take a fuck ton of mushrooms.
That works too.
But
For
you
sure.
need
but
to
it's
be
still
careful.
a consistent practice even after you do
you have
that.
to
Like there's
integrate.
no like one thing that you can do and then you're enlightened and then whatever.
That
forever.
happened to me when I took Bufo because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do Bufo, and if you're unfamiliar, Bufo is 5-MeO DMT. It's like the strongest psychedelic, and I was like, I'm gonna do Bufo and I'm gonna be fixed. And literally, the Bufo told me, "Bitch, you got more work to do." Like,
like
it humbled
damn.
me. I'm like, this is the magic pill, Bufo, and I never have to do work again on myself. No, it was like, yeah, you thought, bitch.
I know.
Okay. You also went to a Joe Dispenza retreat. How was that?
Oh my God. I mean, Joe Dispenza is also incredible. Like, there's some people that make that their entire, like, that is like their, if they could pick one thing, like, I might pick TBM, they might pick Joe Dispenza. They're honestly kind of similar in a lot of ways. Yeah. Joe Dispenza is maybe a little bit more intense, a lot more intense. I mean, that was intense. Like, we meditated, it was a 7-day retreat, I think. And we meditated for probably like 45 hours. Like that is a full-time job of meditating. Like it's like, that's crazy. Like that's so much meditation. Yeah. I mean, I ended up like feeling almost like I had the flu about halfway through, and people are like, oh, this is the Dispenza influenza, like you're up leveling your cells, and I'm like, am I? Or like, am I just in a conference room with like 4,000 people and my immune system isn't the best? Who knows?
Maybe both.
It did feel like both, actually. It was pretty crazy. It did feel like there was some massive up levels happening and like reaching these psychedelic states without anything at all.
Yeah.
Which was really crazy.
It's definitely I used to be such a hater. I'm like, psychedelics are the best. Like, it's the only thing to reach a psychedelic state. But I've learned recently that it's not true. And I've heard the same about Joe Dispenza. I actually want to share with you guys a resource. One of my Sunrise Content Club facilitators, Maria, her Instagram handle is MARIA MVAL. Oh, shit. I just realized I don't follow her. Sorry, Maria. Anyways, she is a volunteer for Joe Dispenza retreats.
Oh, incredible.
So if you guys have any questions, like I would just DM her and I'm sure she'll like give you all of the resources. The volunteers are the ones that are like ambassadors for the program. So
yeah, it's incredible. I really like one of the things that he does is he'll lecture a lot and then you're meditating the rest of the time. But in his lectures, he'll say something and then he'll say, turn to the person next to you and say what I just said. Like so often we're reading stuff and we're consuming stuff and then like, could you teach it? Did it really stick? Like, no. So I think that that's another cheat code is having somebody, like if you listen to a podcast, reach out to somebody and be like, hey, I just learned this really cool thing on Diaries of a CEO. Do you mind if I like share it with you?
Or make
as a way to retain it.
post.
Or post about it. Yeah, or post about it. Absolutely. That's a really good way because then you have to make sure that you know what you're talking about when you're saying it. And yeah,
Yeah, this is basically my Patreon. Like anytime I go to a webinar, if I read a new book, if I learn something from a coach, I make it into a Patreon episode. That way I don't have to like make it all fancy and edit it or whatever, but at least I'm like regurgitating my thoughts and it's just like the best way to learn.
Yeah.
I also worked with a coach. I talk about her a lot, Morgan May. And anytime she teaches me something, she makes me do like a somatic exercise to like cement it into my body.
Ooh.
So I'll have to like beat my chest or do like an exercise or a
Wow.
workout or like jumping jacks or something to like actually get it into my body, which is crazy because when I was growing up, I grew up Catholic and we had to like beat our chests and talk about how we were like sinners and unworthy, which is so fucking crazy because now I look back and I understand like the context of drumming in psychedelics and subconscious reprogramming and all of this. And
well, you remember that because that was like such a like impounded into you moment.
We literally would have to do it every day. Like there was like a whole prayer and we'd have to be like, I'm not going to beat my chest and say it, but we'd have to be like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. And looking back, like, what the fuck? Okay. Last cheat code. Get your titties out.
Oh my God.
Everyone, but some
not
people.
For everyone, but if you have fake ones and they make you feel like shit, I would consider removing them. Yeah.
Okay. So your cheat code is you got fake titties. You're like, ooh, I look great. I look awesome.
It was fun. We had a good run. I got them when I was 21 and then I got them out when I was 30. Yeah, 30. Coming up on 2 years without them, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was somebody that did fitness competitions. It was like very normal to get them. And then like I lived a healthy life. Like, I mean, quote unquote healthy. Like bikini competitions, I wouldn't say are healthy, but like I was very much like fitness minded. I knew how to eat healthy. I was a little bit extreme about it, but like generally I had good practices. And then around 7 years into having them, my health just started tanking, like unexplained, like gaining weight, like severe anxiety, depression. Like I think I was like borderline agoraphobic at one point. Like I would like leave the house and like people seemed like aliens. Like it was dark time. That was also when I was living in LA and it was very lonely too. So to not have community around during all of that was really challenging. And yeah, I mean, I started doing all of these things. I was like, okay, like, is it PCOS? Okay, I'm going to like do these things for PCOS. Okay, like maybe it's my gut. Okay, I'm going to like do this cleanse. Like, oh, you know, like I would go to the doctor and she's like, oh, you just need an antidepressant. And I was like, no, don't want that. She's like, oh, your PMS is crazy. Here's an antidepressant. I'm like, whoa, like this is not good. And I kept doing all of these things and like nothing was working. And I was just like, what gives? And then I figured out, like, started listening to a few podcasts of women that were saying they had all these issues and they had breast implants also, and they removed them. And I was like, oh, like, does it have to be this? Like, I don't really want to go through with another surgery. But that ended up being one of the absolute best things that could have happened for me because taking them out was like, not just about that. Like, first of all, it's not even this like you take them out and everything in your life gets better. It was more like a gradual thing. But for me, it was realizing all of the things in my life that additionally weren't working. Like those represented a totally different time in my life. And then I took them out and I'm like, do I really need like the really long hair extensions and like how heavy I do my makeup? And I'm like, what am I running from? Like, is this job serving me? Like I went to Bali and did a yoga teacher training. It became like this like really like eat, pray, love era. But yeah, like I felt like it was like kind of a coming home to myself to go through that and removing them. And it's been really beautiful and I wouldn't change it. And it's also created like a lot of viral content and I have a lot of trolls now because of it. They're just like, oh, like you're dumb and it was all your fault and you should have done your research. I'm like, well, like, you know, you live and learn. It's fine. Wouldn't trade it.
It is crazy. I've just known so many people that have gotten them out. So what are just a few like signs that maybe if they're listening to this, they maybe think it's something else and they might just want to consider. Again, consider, like we're not telling you to do anything. Maybe listen to some podcasts, maybe get a second opinion. Like what are some of those signs?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the signs can be like anything. That's why it's so tricky is because it's like anything could be gut issues, hormone issues, like extreme fatigue, weight gain. Like that sounds like anything. And all the doctors will tell you like, it's just part of being a woman. But like for me, it was like this knowing. I was like, no, like this is something isn't right. So you really just have to trust your intuition. And then also like there are ways that you can kind of figure out, am I more susceptible to having issues with foreign objects in my body for a long period of time? Like if you have poor drainage and detox pathways, like you can do genetic testing. If you have the MTHFR gene mutation, I have that. That means your body has a slower time naturally detoxing. So you look at the world that we live in, there's so many environmental toxins, so many things like that we put in our body, on our body, like cleaning, like you name it. There's just so many things. And some bodies have a better time naturally detoxing. Like our bodies are designed to naturally detox. Some don't, and they need a little extra support. But then if you think that you have like foreign objects in your body for a decade, and your body's also trying to like fight off all of the other things that are in the world, eventually it just kind of like slows down. You think of it like a shower drain. And like, you know, you're taking a shower, your hair goes down the drain. Eventually you're going to need to like get that out, you know, and your body slows down in the same way. And then that just leads to chronic inflammation. And that's really the root of all of these symptoms. And I think that's what people don't realize, because they're like, well, a lot of people tell me like breast implant illness must not be real because, you know, I've had them for 10 years and I'm fine. And it's like, but it just depends on how your body handles inflammation. Some people have issues, some people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the biggest takeaway from hearing this is the biggest indicator is if you're listening to this and then there's something in your gut being like, yeah, maybe
you're
I
like,
should
I've had mine and I don't feel my best anymore. Like, yeah. And you can do all the other things too. Like go get your genetics tested. Like give yourself the peace of mind. Like also environmental toxins. I had really high levels of mold. Like those symptoms also are going to mimic what they say the symptoms of breast implant illness are. Like you just have to decide, how am I going to heal the best? And for me, I was like, I will probably heal better without like, you know, these bags of silicone on top of my lungs and heart, probably.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Totally.
I think my body would like to be free from that. It would probably do better. Like no promises, but yeah.
Yeah. That's so powerful. Like, again, I feel like this is a topic that's kind of on the precipice of people starting to talk about it, but it's not really mainstream yet. So I just think it's really important to address. So yeah, thank you for sharing your story.
Way more controversial than it needs to be.
Yeah, why is it so controversial?
Yeah, I don't know. I think because as our society, like, we've been told that it's like, this is okay and this is good. And I think that people are really attached to the standard of beauty. So when you start to say like, actually, I don't need this, they're going to project a lot of shit onto you. I mean, that's been my experience with having a few posts go viral. I've had people tell me that I'm like a danger to society, spreading misinformation that like implants are bad. And I'm like, so you're saying that they're blindly safe? They're like, well, the FDA doesn't recognize breast implant illness. I'm like, oh, the FDA.
Oh, the FDA.
The FDA.
Oh, the FDA. Oh,
We should blindly trust them because they're not bought and paid for by lobbyists.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever.
The FDA. If you want to learn more about the FDA from physicians that have a lot of data, I would listen to Life of Flow podcast.
Yes.
Go listen to Life of Flow podcast. Anyways, they'll share about the FDA. Anyways.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah. So many cheat codes. Wow. Okay, so somebody's listening to this and they're like, yo, you're cool as fuck. How do they work with you? And what there's a lot of ways to work with you, so just share them all.
I would love for somebody to just, you know, take my advice and just slide into my DMs. Send me a voice note.
Okay.
That's the other cheat code. When you are sliding into somebody's DM, send them a voice note. Like, otherwise you just sound like, even if you don't use AI to write this, which like, please don't, like, reach out to them and make it personal and just say something that resonated, and then say something that like, I think we'd connect because of this. Like, hey, Courtney, like I really loved, you know, what you said about overcoming the fear of being seen. Like, I would really love to connect with you about that. Or something. That's like exactly what I did when I reached out to you, actually. Yeah. And it worked. So it's like, yeah, like you just very natural, you know?
Go to my episode, go to the Slay the Gatekeeper episode about networking, and we talk about this concept called a breadcrumb, and that's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Find a breadcrumb. Is there an article that something resonated? Did you see a post? Hey, I really liked when you talked about this. Did they have an event? And you're like, hey, I would have loved to go to that event. It looked really cool. I was out of town, but blah, blah, blah. I love a voice memo, and also use voice memos on LinkedIn too. Okay, so people can reach out to you via voice memo. I love that. And in what ways? Well, one, they're going to reach out because you're cool as fuck and they just want to be friends with you. What other ways or things might they reach out for?
Yes, come join the coworking WhatsApp group. That's one way to connect. Through that, you'll get information about where not just me, but like hundreds of women in Austin are coworking. You can learn about all the coffee shops, all of the places to work. Also, other events that are happening, people are sharing in there. So that's really cool. That's taking off. Also, we're doing another fully focused retreat in the fall. So reach out to me, just get in my community, and then you'll be up to date on all of that. And then also, if you need help with content creation, I can help with that as well. So
yeah, if you feel like you need a doula for your content, you're like, oh my God, I have so
I love
many
that that's
ideas.
the word that we landed on.
It is a doula.
Like I'm birthing your content out into the world.
It is, because a lot of people are like, I have so many ideas. I just have so much I want to say, but I don't know where to start. You're a great resource for that. And again, if you're interested in running retreats, like if you are a content creator, an entrepreneur, if you're just like someone who loves community and you're like, I've always wanted to run a retreat, I just don't want to organize it.
Yeah, I'm a girl.
You're a
I'm
woman
happy
of
to help.
many hats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Many hats.
Where can people find you on social media?
Social media, Instagram, Alexandria Roemer, TikTok, Alexandria Roemer, pretty much just my name on everything.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah. And it'll be in the show notes as well.
Yes.
You can tag everything. Well, thank you for coming on. You're so amazing.
Thank you so much.
Okay, y'all, if you liked this episode, you would love my Patreon, okay? You get exclusive access to me, exclusive content, tons of other resources, and a lot of juicy shit, okay? So I hope to see you on my Patreon.